good evening, and welcome to another episode of Old Fiddle's New Life. For all those of you who are into my other channel, Restoring Little Girl, let me just assure you, finally, around Christmas time, we're going to get back down there. It has literally been months since we've been able to get down to the Cape and spend time on Little Girl. I've got so much work to do up on the foredeck. We'll get there. We'll get there. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and go back to this episode that we're going to be doing of Old Fiddle's New Life. I want to talk to you for a few minutes about kind of some history here. When we were recently down in Alabama, my wife's mom died, and we had to make a trip down there. And she was down there for her mother's death. And anyway, after that was all over, my wife and her sister were going through a lot of old photographs. And lo and behold, they found a photograph of me holding that marvelous old German Strad that I prize so highly. That's the one that I bought the night that I was at a practice of Maynard's old-time fiddlers. And the guy who was heading up Maynard's went in and grabbed that fiddle off the wall, violin off the wall, and brought it into me and said, here, I think if you offered, maybe $35 to the widow of Maynard was gone. He used to collect violins and just for people starting up with violin. And he said, I think if you offered her $35, you probably. So anyway, I went and offered her 35, and I got that old, very red colored German Strad. It became one of the most. It was my pride and joy. I mean, the sound out of that violin was phenomenal, and I've said it before. Well, anyway, they came across a picture of me holding. I was a young man. You probably wouldn't even recognize me. I had a mustache at the time. Well, it's going to be in this video, so you get a chance to see that. But that was just just such a bit of nostalgia. And sadly, like I said, I was up against it. I had to come up with the taxes for my house, and I sold that violin, bought it for $35, sold it for $400. And I have kicked myself ever since. What a marvelous, marvelous instrument. And I used that all the way through the time that I was with Maynard's old-time fiddlers. And that's how I grew into my love of the instrument and learning. Okay, another thing on this before we go on, because I'm going to play a little bit later. I'll be going to be back on the Castleton that we talked about in the last episode. But another thing I want to bring up is that that when I was playing with Maynard's old-time fiddlers, I used to go up the hill and play violin, and for a while it was just I would play guitar and John would play fiddle, and we'd do old Irish ballads, and I just love that. Well, one of the songs that we learned during the time that I was with Maynard's was the Ashgrove, and I love that song. And I've been getting it back just here recently, trying to relearn. Don't let anybody ever fool you and say, well, it's playing a fiddle is just like riding a bicycle. Once you can walk away for years and you pick it up later, and it's just it's automatic. Let me tell you something. If you don't practice, you're going to lose some of that skill, some of that ability. I cannot believe how much I've lost over the years, because when I was with Maynard's and playing all the time, I became very adept at many, many songs. Well, one of the things I've been working on recently, and I just admonish any of you guys who kind of are sticking with one particular thing, spread out, do more than one. I mean, I've been doing all slow songs just because I want to get them sounding good. But you know what? you don't get good just by doing slow songs. You need to pick up, Chinese Breakdown, which was our theme song. You need to pick up the Ashgrove, Red Wing, some of these other songs. And by doing that, what it's going to do is get your skill back, your feeling, automatic feeling when you put your fingers to the strings. It's just there, you know. So anyway, just a little admonition there. You guys that are playing, I just really encourage you. Don't confine yourself to just one thing, which I've been doing, and I'm going to get over that. Like I said, I've been back with the Ashgrove. One more comment, and we're going to get on to some other stuff. I was looking some old videos on YouTube the other night, and I came across. I looked up Ashgrove, the Ashgrove, and I had no idea it is an old Welch song with lyrics, and there's an old man playing the Ashgrove with a little parlor guitar, and oh my goodness, that song is so sad, and it just so hauntingly just sad. Let me tell you something. I don't think I'm ever going to play Ashgrove the same again, because when we played it with Maynard's Old Time Fiddlers, we didn't do it quickly or fast, but we moved right along. You know what? If you put the lyrics in your head and play it, you're going to be playing it and enjoying the melody at a much different pace, because you put those lyrics in your head. It's a beautiful, almost haunting song. Because of the things that the lyrics say. Like I said, it's an old Welch ballad. So anyway, with that, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night. I'm going to play for a little while. And in the last part of this video, I'm probably going to be doing a couple of songs, including the Ashgrove. So, yeah, I just wanted to get back in here and start a new video. And like I said, for all of you who are part of Restoring Little Girl, I'll be back at it. I've got another project I want to get done before I go down to the Cape, and we'll hopefully get that done before we head back down there for Christmas. And I'm gonna spend Christmas with my mom down there. So, all right, listen, thanks. We're gonna be back to you a little bit later, but for right now, thank you for dropping by this evening to Old Fiddle's New Life. Many years ago, I played viola with the Cape Cod Conservatory String Ensemble. It sounds more fancy than it is. I was definitely a backseater, playing simple viola accompaniment to all the violins and all the big stuff going on, but really loved it. I loved it. I'm blessed to have a really decent viola that I've already talked about it in a couple of videos, so I'll spare you that right now. But I love this instrument. One of the things I like to do as far as playing viola is concerned is to get away from the violin. No offense, I'm really glad to be playing the Castleton now and kind of learning to grow into it from that last video that I did. But there is a softness, a depth of tone that you get with a viola that you cannot get with a violin. The violin is G, D, A, E, as you know, that's the tuning of it, G, D, A, E. The viola is C, G, D, A, which is tuned another fifth below the violin, so that's why you have the C in there. But it does not have the E, which is the high note on the violin. So obviously everything that you play is going to be played lower with a deeper, more resonant tone, and I just love it. It's just, I like to take a break from violin and play my viola just because of the mellowness of it. A week ago I was at the nursing home, and I brought my viola with me and played, and the old a Bible class. It's all old ladies, but I don't have any men in that class. But as soon as I started playing my viola, a man dropped by, and he said, "That was wonderful." Anyways, it was kind of funny. But I dearly love playing viola, and I'm going to go ahead and do this, and this will be the end of this video. I just It's getting late, and I need to get to bed. But I'm going to go ahead and do Danny Boy on my viola this time instead of my violin. A little add-on here before I play the Ashgrove. I've been doing some listening, and there's a couple of different renderings of the Ashgrove on the internet. One is there's two young women singing it, one of them playing the harp. The voices are glorious, I mean, heavenly. And when they harmonize, oh, just lovely stuff. But what I've come to find out is that um, the the verses that I've found that you can print off are not all of it. In other words, there are several verses to it, and only part of it is that haunting, sad part. And so I'm trying to locate it, and as soon as I'm able to locate all of it, um, I'll go ahead and put it on the internet and so forth. But in the meantime, just take my word for there is part of this song that is just hauntingly sad. In the meantime, I really love finding that other rendering with the two young women. Like I said, one playing harp, the other singing initially, then the other one sings, and then they both sing together. Oh, just gorgeous stuff. You need to find it and listen to that. Obviously, that's not playing it on fiddle. That's playing it on harp, which is probably even more authentic. Although I dare say a number of Welch fiddlers probably played this too. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead here and a moment and probably go ahead and play that. I've been playing it on my violin, but I may go ahead and do this on the viola for this rendering, and then that'll be it for this episode. So anyway, listen, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Old Fiddle's New Life, and just wanted to share that with you. Look it up, enjoy that song. See if you can find all the lyrics. I don't think I've got them all yet. I think there's at least maybe 4 different verses, and I think it may be the last couple of verses that are sad. So anyway, hey, thanks. We'll catch you guys later.